Hi, now let us discuss in detail about marine insurance. What do we mean by marine insurance? Like we have discussed earlier, and the word itself describes it. It means insurance, marine insurance is the protection of goods which are being transported from one place to another for trading purposes through water, alright, through sea or ocean. If you are going to transport goods, this shipment has to be insured, and that is called as marine insurance. It covers all those risks which are associated with the loss or damage of goods which are carried from one place to another through waterways. Now let us see the next topic, that is principles or assumptions of marine insurance policy. The first principle is principle of insurable interest. The key principle of a marine insurance is that the insurer should have interest in the goods being insured. For example, if the cargo reaches safely to the destination port, it is profit for the insured, and if the cargo is damaged or destroyed, it is a loss. all right. So but while the cargo is in water, all right, when the ship is moving from one place to another, on the way, that is in between, when it is traveling, if the owner of the goods has decided to sell these goods to someone else, so what is happening? The buyer is purchasing these goods while the goods are still in transit, all right. So after the sale happens, if the goods are damaged, whose loss is it? It is the new buyer's loss. Whoever has purchased the goods while the goods were in transit, it is a loss to him, all right. So insurable interest has moved on from the seller to the buyer now. So in case of marine insurance, the cargo can be sold during the transit of goods. Thus, the insurance policy and the insurable interest would automatically get transferred to the buyer. Generally, insurable interest is possessed by the following parties: the ship owner until the time the goods are present in his ship, passengers have insurable interest in their goods, the owner of the goods, financier who provides money towards the security of the goods, individuals who charge freight have insurable interest in that freight. Alright, so these are the people who are interested in those goods, who care for the protection of the goods. Now let us see the next point. Principle of implied warranties, the second principle. Some aspects of marine insurance contract are implied and not necessarily they need to be specified. Thus, implied warranties are the warranties which were not specifically mentioned but are to be followed even though they are not mentioned in the policy expressly. Example of implied warranties are: condition of the ship. Obviously, the insurance company is under the impression that the ship is in a proper condition. If the ship is already damaged and once it starts off its voyage in the ocean or sea, obviously it would be damaged further and there is a chance that the ship would sink, right? So the condition of the ship will obviously be in a good position before it starts off the voyage. Even without being mentioned, it is an implied warranty that the ship is in a worthy condition. Any repairs, if any, would be carried out before the voyage begins. Fixed route. It is implied and assumed by the insurance company that the ship would follow a predetermined route during the voyage. At times, the ship is deviated from its predetermined routes, if required to save lives, if required to save for the safety of the goods, if the ship could not be controlled by the captain, right? So the fixed route should be followed by the ship, and it is predetermined, and it is understood by the insurance company that the route taken by the ship is always fixed unless and until some uncertainty takes place. Now let us move on to the next point, that is the steps or procedures to be taken in a marine insurance policy. The first step is for the trader to fill the marine declaration form. So whoever is going to take the insurance, the marine insurance, they have to fill out a form called marine declaration form, which would be available with the insurance provider. The next step is to submit that form. The form would contain the following information: the proposer individual's name and address, complete details of the cargo to be insured, amount to be insured, the voyage period of the marine insurance policy, subject matter of the marine insurance policy. So the proposer's name will be there and details of the cargo. What are all the items in the ship will be mentioned. Amount, what is the amount of the insurance policy which is to be taken. The voyage period, that is what is the duration within which the ship will complete the journey. And the subject matter of the insurance policy, what are the goods to be insured. Alright, next moving on to the next topic, that is types of marine insurance policy. First one is port policy. Loss occurred to the ship when stationed or anchored in a port is compensated by port policy. So even if the ship has not gone on a voyage, alright, that is it's not traveling from one place to another through sea or ocean, but it is stationed, or you can say how you park your car in the garage, like that ships are also parked, right? They are stationed or anchored in a port. But while this ship is anchored at a port, there might be some damage which is occurring, right? So this damage will be compensated by port policy. Next one is fleet insurance policy. This policy covers all the passenger boats or liners and steamers owned by the policy holder. So with the ship, along with the ship, for safety purposes, there will be smaller boats and steamers also, right? So these will be covered. If any damage is happening to these, then they will be covered by the policy, that is fleet insurance policy. Third one is blanket policy. This policy covers the risks for a fixed amount. The premium is paid in full by the insured at the time of making the contract. When the actual mishap occurs, the loss is compensated by the insurer and the premium amount is readjusted based on the loss incurred. So, premium amount is paid regularly, and then when the loss occurs, the premium amount is going to be adjusted. So, if any loss occurs, what will happen? The claim amount will be released to the insured. So, based on this, the claim amount after it is released, the premium amount may be increased, right? So, because the loss has incurred between the payment of premiums, the next premium will be compensating for the claim amount which is being released. Now let us see the fourth point. Next one is floating policy. This policy is utilized by cargo owners who are required to make periodic cargo shipment. The cargo owners take the insurance policy for a certain amount. Whenever some cargo is shipped, they announce the total value of shipment. The insurer then deducts the value of shipment from the total value of policy. This process is repeated until the total amount of the policy is used. So what happens in a floating policy is, let's say I take an insurance for rupees 10 lakhs, worth rupees 10 lakhs. Now, after one shipment is transported from one place to another, the value of this shipment was, let us say, rupees 2 lakhs. Right? So, I am going to announce the value of shipment once the journey starts. So, the insurer, that is the insurance company, what are they going to do? They know that the value of insurance is 10 lakh rupees. So, since the voyage of rupees 2 lakhs shipment is completed, rupees 2 lakhs worth goods or cargo has been shipped safely. So, what are they going to do? The worth of insurance, value of insurance will reduce by 2 lakhs. Obviously, because I do not need rupees 2 lakhs insurance anymore, because the goods have been shipped safely to the destination, right? So now the value of the insurance policy will become 8 lakh rupees, right? Next time again there is one more shipment where the value of goods being transported is rupees 1 lakh. So once this shipment is also reaching the destination safely, the policy amount is going to reduce by 1 more lakh. From 10 lakhs now it has become 7 lakhs. So this is going to be repeated until the policy becomes zero. Again a fresh policy is taken. Alright. So it is like a fund that you are putting, and whenever your shipments are completed, you are going to reduce your policy amount to that extent. This is called a floating policy. Next one is time policy. This policy usually covers the damages occurring to the hull. It is taken for a fixed period of time. Sometimes it is also covering goods and other movable assets when present in small quantities. So what do we mean by hull? Hull means the body of the ship. Alright, so because of regular voyages and because of regular transportation, the body of the ship also will be damaged, right? So for this, they are going to take something called as time policy. So for a period of 1 year, when they take the marine insurance, within this period, whenever the body of the ship is being damaged, they are going to get compensated for that. Over a span of 1 year, the body of the ship will be eroded, right? So for that, they are going to take insurance and replace the or compensate for the loss that is happening because of the damage to the body. Sometimes it will also cover small goods or movable assets. If they are in small quantities, this time policy will also cover that. That is, within a period of 1 year, if these goods are damaged, they are going to reimburse or compensate for the loss that is happening for these goods also. So the sixth point is voyage policy. It insures the commodities during their transmit to the destination. This policy also covers cargo. So whatever are the commodities that are present in the shipment during their transportation to the destination, the insurance policy will cover those cargoes, right? Next one is mixed policy. This policy covers the risk involved with loss or damage to a hull or a ship for a certain journey in a fixed time period. This policy is also known as time and voyage policy. So when you combine both time and voyage policy, you get the mixed policy, where they are going to insure the goods for a fixed period of time for number of voyages also. So the goods that are present, let's say I have taken an insurance policy for a period of 1 year. Alright, in this 1 year, whatever goods are being transported from one place to another, they are going to be insured by default. Once the period of 1 year is completed, then again a new policy will be taken. So voyage policy meaning the cargo in the shipment is the cargo is going to be insured, and time policy meaning for a particular time frame. Mixed policy is where the time frame is fixed, that is time policy is 1 year, and in this 1 year whatever goods are being transported, they are going to be insured. So these were the different types of insurance policies under marine insurance. Thank you.